Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. My name is Sarah, and I'm so happy you are listening today. We have a great lesson for you.
And I'm David. It's great to be here with you. Today, we have a very important topic, especially for beginners. It's something you will use all the time in conversations.
That's so true. We are going to talk about our daily routine. A daily routine is the series of things you do every day, from the morning when you wake up until the night when you go to sleep.
And learning to talk about your day is a fantastic skill. It helps you practice the simple present tense, you learn very common verbs, and it's a normal topic of conversation. People often ask, "How was your day?" or "What do you do in the morning?"
Exactly. So we want to make you feel comfortable and confident when you talk about your day. We are going to break it down into three parts: the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. This will make it easy to learn.
It's going to be a simple, relaxed conversation. We will talk about our own routines and we will teach you the most important words and phrases along the way. Your job is just to listen and repeat if you can. Don't worry about mistakes.
Perfect. So let's start at the very beginning of the day. Let's talk about the morning. The morning is the first part of the day, from when you wake up until lunchtime, which is around 12 p.m.
The morning is so important. It sets the tone for the whole day. A good morning often means a good day. So, Sarah, let's start with you. What is the very first thing you do in the morning?
The very first thing I do is wake up. I wake up at 7 a.m. every morning during the week. To wake up means to stop sleeping. Your eyes open and your brain starts to work again.
7 a.m. That's the good time. It's not too early and not too late. Do you wake up at 7 a.m. on the weekends too? I mean, on Saturday and Sunday?
That's a great question. No, on weekends, I usually wake up a little later, maybe around 8 a.m. or even 8:30 a.m. The word usually is very useful. It means something you do most of the time, but not always. So on weekdays, I wake up at 7. What about you, David? What time do you wake up?
I am a morning person, so I like to wake up early. I usually wake up at 6 a.m., sometimes even 5:30 a.m.
Wow, 6 a.m. is very early. You are definitely a morning person. What does a morning person mean? Can you explain that for our listeners?
Of course, a morning person is someone who has a lot of energy in the morning and enjoys waking up early. I like the quiet of the early morning. The world is very peaceful. So, after you wake up, do you get out of bed immediately?
No, not immediately. I wish I did. I like to stay in bed for about 5 or 10 minutes. I check my phone, maybe look at the news or my messages. Sometimes I press the snooze button on my alarm clock.
Ah, the snooze button. That's a very popular button for many people. The snooze button is a button on your alarm clock that stops the alarm for a short time, maybe for 9 or 10 minutes, so you can sleep a little more. I try not to use it because if I use it once, I will use it again and again.
You are very disciplined. I admire that. So, after I finally get out of bed, which means I stand up and leave my bed, the next thing I do is go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and I wash my face.
Me too. That's a very standard routine. Brush my teeth, wash my face. It helps you feel awake and fresh. It's a good way to start the day. Do you take a shower in the morning?
Yes, I do. I like to take a shower in the morning. I feel like it helps me wake up completely. I use warm water and soap. What about you? Are you a morning shower person?
I prefer to take a shower in the evening before I go to bed. It helps me relax after a long day. So in the morning, I just brush my teeth and wash my face. It's interesting how routines can be different.
It is. There is no right or wrong way. So after my shower, the next step is to get dressed. That means I put on my clothes for the day. I open my closet and I choose what I want to wear. Usually a shirt and pants for work.
Getting dressed is important. It prepares you for the day ahead. After I get dressed, my stomach starts to talk to me. I am always very hungry. It's time for the most important meal of the day.
Breakfast. I love breakfast. It is so important. The word breakfast means to break the fast from the night. It gives you energy for the morning. So, David, what do you usually have for breakfast?
I like to have something simple and quick because I wake up so early. I usually have a bowl of cereal with milk, and I always have a big cup of coffee. I need my coffee to start the day. I am a coffee person.
Coffee is very important for many people. I understand completely. I am more of a tea person. I usually have a cup of tea, maybe green tea or black tea. For breakfast, I like to have toast with jam. Sometimes I have an egg.
Toast with jam and a cup of tea. That sounds like a lovely classic breakfast. So, we have our breakfast, we are dressed, we are clean, we are ready. What is the next step in the routine?
The next step for most people is to go to work or go to school. For me, I have to go to my office. I usually leave the house around 8:30 a.m. To leave the house means to exit, to go out the door.
And how do you get to work? This is called your commute. How do you commute? Do you drive a car?
No, I don't have a car. My office is very close to my home, so I walk to work. It's a nice walk, about 15 minutes. I like to look at the trees and the houses. It's good exercise, and it helps me think about the day.
That's wonderful. Walking to work is very healthy. I live a little far from my office, so I take the bus. I leave the house around 8 a.m. to catch the bus. I like taking the bus because I can read a book or listen to music during the trip.
That's a great way to use that time. So you take the bus and I walk. Other people might drive a car or take the train. There are many ways to go to work. And then we both start work at 9 a.m.
That's right. And that is a very full morning routine. We have covered a lot of important actions and vocabulary, from waking up to starting work.
We have. I think this is a good moment to do a quick review of the morning routine phrases we have learned. It's good to hear them one more time. Repetition is key for learning.
Excellent idea. So let's go through the key phrases for the morning. I will say the phrase, and if you are listening, you can try to repeat it out loud. This will help your pronunciation.
Perfect. So let's begin. I will say the first one. To wake up. I wake up at 7 a.m.
I wake up at 6:15 a.m.
To brush my teeth. She always brushes her teeth after waking up.
To wash my face. I wash my face with cold water.
To take a shower. She likes to take a shower in the morning.
To get dressed. He needs to get dressed for work.
To have breakfast. We have breakfast at 7:30 a.m.
To leave the house. I leave the house at 8:30 a.m.
To go to work. They go to work by car.
To walk to work. I like to walk to work when the weather is nice.
To take the bus. He takes the bus every day.
To start work. We start work at 9 a.m.
Those are so many useful phrases, and they are all very common, very normal things that people say every single day. They are the basics of daily conversation.
They are. And if you can learn just these phrases, you can already have a simple conversation about your morning. It's a great achievement for a beginner. You can tell someone about the first part of your day.
Absolutely. The key is practice. The more you say them, the more natural they will feel. So that covers the morning in great detail. I think we are ready to move on to the next part of the day. Okay, so we have talked all about the morning. We wake up, we have breakfast, and we go to work. Now let's talk about the next part of the day, The afternoon.
The afternoon is the middle part of the day. It usually starts around 12 p.m. or noon, and it goes until about 5 or 6 p.m. So, after a busy morning of work, what is the first thing you usually do in the afternoon, Sarah?
The first thing I do is have lunch. Lunch is the meal you eat in the middle of the day. It's very important because it gives you energy for the second half of your workday.
I agree, lunch is essential. I get very hungry around noon. So, what time do you usually have your lunch break? A lunch break is the time when you stop working to eat.
My company has a lunch break from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. It's 1 hour long. This is very common. Most people have a 1 hour lunch break. What about you, David?
My lunch break is also 1 hour, but I usually take it a little earlier. I like to eat at 12 p.m. exactly, so my lunch break is from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
That's a good time to eat. And where do you eat your lunch? Do you go to a restaurant?
Sometimes, but not usually. Most days, I bring my lunch from home. I prepare a sandwich or a salad in the morning and I bring it to the office in a container. It's cheaper and often healthier.
That's a very smart idea to bring your lunch from home. I do that sometimes too. When you bring your lunch, where do you eat it? Do you eat at your desk?
Yes, I often eat at my desk. I know some people like to go to a break room or a kitchen, but I like to eat at my desk while I read the news on my computer. It's quiet. What about you, Sarah? Do you bring your lunch?
I try to, but I often forget. So maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I buy lunch at a small cafe near my office. I like to go out and get some fresh air during my lunch break.
That's a great reason to buy lunch. It's nice to leave the office for a little while. What kind of food do you usually buy?
I usually buy a sandwich or a salad. They're easy and quick to eat. Sometimes, if I have more time, I go to a small restaurant with my colleagues, my coworkers, and we have a hot meal.
Going to a restaurant with colleagues is a nice way to socialize, to be social with your coworkers. So after you finish your lunch, what do you do?
After I finish lunch, I usually go back to work. My lunch break ends at 1:30 p.m., so I'm back at my desk and ready to work again. The afternoon at work can be very busy.
I agree. The afternoon is when I have a lot of tasks to do. The first thing I do when I get back to my desk is check my emails. I look at my computer to see if I have any new messages.
Me too. Checking emails is a very important part of my job. I read my new emails and I reply to emails. To reply means to answer the message. I probably spend about 30 minutes on emails after lunch.
That sounds very familiar. After I check my emails, I usually need to focus on my main projects. Sometimes I have to make phone calls. I call clients or other people for my work. Do you make many phone calls in the afternoon?
Not so many. My job is more about writing, but I often have a meeting in the afternoon. A meeting is when you and your colleagues get together in a room to talk about work. We usually have a team meeting around 3 p.m.
Meetings are very common in the afternoon. I also have meetings maybe once or twice a week. During the meeting, we discuss projects and make plans for the future.
Yes, that's exactly right. So the afternoon is for working hard. We check our emails, we work on our projects, we have meetings, and before you know it, the day is almost over.
Time goes by very fast when you're busy. So, what time do you usually finish work? To finish work means to stop working for the day.
I finish work at 5 p.m. My workday is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is a very typical workday in the United States. It's often called a 9 to 5 job.
My schedule is the same. I also finish work at 5 p.m. After I finish my last task, I turn off my computer. This is a very important step. It means the workday is officially over.
Yes, turning off the computer is a great feeling. It signals the end of work and the beginning of your personal time. After I turn off my computer, I pack my bag and I leave the office.
And then you have your nice 15-minute walk home.
Exactly. It's a good way to transition from work time to home time. What about you? After you leave the office, you have to take the bus again, right?
That's right. I walk to the bus stop and I take the bus home. The bus in the afternoon is often more crowded, more full of people than in the morning.
I can imagine everyone is going home at the same time. So that's the afternoon routine. It's very focused on work for most people.
It is, but we have learned some very important phrases for talking about it. I think it's time for another review. It's so helpful for our A1 listeners.
I completely agree. Let's review the key phrases for the afternoon. Let's help our listeners remember these useful words.
Okay, I will start. Remember to repeat the phrases after us if you can. To have lunch. I have lunch at 12:30 p.m.
To take a lunch break. He takes a 1 hour lunch break.
To bring my lunch. She likes to bring her lunch from home.
To buy lunch. Sometimes I buy lunch at a cafe.
To eat at my desk. He usually eats at his desk.
To go back to work. We go back to work at 1 p.m.
To check my emails. The first thing I do is check my emails.
To reply to emails. She needs to reply to many emails.
To make phone calls. He makes phone calls to clients.
To have a meeting. They have a meeting at 3 p.m.
To finish work. I finish work at 5 p.m.
To turn off my computer. Don't forget to turn off your computer.
To leave the office. She leaves the office at 5:15 p.m.
To take the bus home. He takes the bus home every day.
That was a fantastic review. These phrases are the building blocks for talking about the middle of your day. They're practical and very common.
They really are. And now our listeners can talk about their morning and their afternoon. They can describe almost their entire workday in simple English.
That's a huge step. It's all about learning these small pieces, these small phrases, and putting them together to tell your story.
You are absolutely right, David. And now I think we are ready for the final part of our daily routine, the part of the day when we can finally relax.
We have arrived at the final part of our daily routine. We talked about the morning and the afternoon. Now it is time to talk about the evening.
The evening is the last part of the day. It starts when you finish work, around 5 or 6 p.m., and it continues until you go to bed. For many people, the evening is the best part of the day. It's a time to relax.
I completely agree. After a long day of work, it feels so good to finally come home. So the first thing I do in my evening routine is get home. I usually get home around 5:45 p.m. because of the bus ride. What about you, Sarah?
Because I walk, I get home a little earlier. I usually arrive home around 5:15 p.m. Get home and arrive home mean the same thing. They mean you enter your house after being away.
That's a good point. So, what is the very first thing you do when you walk through the door?
The very first thing I do is take off my shoes and put my bag down. Then I change my clothes. I take off my work clothes and I put on something more comfortable, like sweatpants and a t-shirt. It helps me feel relaxed immediately.
Yes, changing into comfortable clothes is a wonderful feeling. It's a signal to your brain that the workday is over. I do the same thing. After that, I usually sit on the sofa for a few minutes. I just sit and do nothing. I need a little time to rest before I start my evening activities.
That's a great habit, just taking a moment to breathe and relax. After I change my clothes, my stomach starts telling me it's time for the next big meal of the day.
Dinner, the evening meal. This is a very important part of the evening routine. So, what do you usually do for dinner? Do you cook?
Yes, most nights I cook dinner. To cook dinner means to prepare the food for the evening meal. I enjoy cooking. It's a relaxing activity for me. I like to cook simple things like pasta or chicken with vegetables.
That sounds delicious and healthy. I also try to cook dinner most nights. I often make a big salad or some soup. What time do you usually eat dinner?
I usually eat dinner around 7 p.m. I like to eat with my family. We sit at the table together and we talk about our day. It's a very important family time for us.
That's lovely. Eating dinner with family is a wonderful tradition. I live alone, so I usually eat dinner by myself. I often eat while I watch the news on TV. I usually eat around 6:30 p.m. because I get hungry early.
That makes sense. Everyone's dinner routine is different. So, after you finish eating dinner, what do you do? Do you have to do the dishes?
Luckily, or unfortunately, yes. After I eat, I have to do the dishes. That means I wash the plates, the glasses, and the forks and knives. I don't love it, but it has to be done.
I understand completely. We also do the dishes right after dinner. It's good to have a clean kitchen before you relax for the evening.
Exactly. So the kitchen is clean, dinner is finished. Now the rest of the evening is free time. This is the time for relaxation and hobbies. What do you usually do to relax in the evening, Sarah?
My favorite way to relax is to read a book. I sit in a comfortable chair with my cup of tea and I read for about an hour. It helps me forget about work and enter a different world.
Reading is a fantastic hobby. I prefer to watch TV. I like to watch a good movie or a TV series. I sit on my sofa with a blanket and just relax in front of the television. It's my way to unwind. To unwind means to relax.
Watching TV is a very popular evening activity. What else do people do in the evening?
Well, some people listen to music, other people play video games, some people like to call a friend or chat with family. And many people, of course, use the internet or social media on their phones or computers.
That's true. There are so many options. The evening is your personal time. So, after you relax for a while, is there anything else you do before bed?
Yes, there is one more important step. I like to prepare for the next day. I choose my clothes for work tomorrow, and I make sure my bag is packed. This makes my next morning much easier and less stressful.
That is such a smart and organized habit. I should do that more often. It's a great tip. So, you prepare for the next day, and then it's finally time to end the day.
That's right. Around 10 p.m., I start to get sleepy, so I get ready for bed. This is like a mini routine. I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth again, and I wash my face again.
Me too. It's very important to brush your teeth before you sleep. I also get ready for bed around 10:30 p.m. I change into my pajamas.
And then the final action of the day. I go to bed. I get into my bed, I turn off the light, and I go to sleep.
And that is the end of a full day. From waking up in the morning to going to sleep at night, we have described a complete daily routine.
We have. And I think our listeners now have all the words they need to describe their own day. Let's do one last review for the evening phrases. This is the final set of building blocks.
Great idea. Let's make sure everyone remembers these important phrases for the evening. Please repeat after us. To get home. To arrive home. I get home at 6 p.m.
To change my clothes. She changes her clothes after work.
To cook dinner. He likes to cook dinner for his family.
To eat dinner. We eat dinner at 7:30 p.m.
To do the dishes. I have to do the dishes after dinner.
To read a book. She loves to read a book before bed.
To watch TV. They watch TV together in the evening.
To listen to music. He listens to music to relax.
To prepare for the next day. It's a good idea to prepare for the next day.
To get ready for bed. I get ready for bed at 10 p.m.
To go to bed. She goes to bed at 11 p.m.
To go to sleep. He goes to sleep very quickly.
Fantastic. That covers everything. Morning, afternoon, and evening. We have given you so many useful everyday phrases.
We hope this conversation was very helpful for all of you. Remember, the best way to learn is to use the language. So, our challenge for you is to think about your own daily routine. What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the afternoon? And what do you do in the evening?
Try to write down 3 simple sentences for each part of the day. For example, in the morning, I wake up, I have coffee, and I go to work. It's great practice.
And if you feel brave, please share a part of your routine with us in the comments below. We would love to read about your day. Tell us one thing you do in the morning or one thing you do in the evening.
Thank you so much for listening and for learning with us today. We hope you feel more confident talking about your day in English.
You did a great job. Keep practicing and we will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye for now.